randomly invited Natalie. Hi. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I apologise, I'm in a sound studio, but I'm here.
Oh, I love it. How very on brand. I mean, you're very creative. Natalie, it's so good to have you here talking about Allspring Media. Do you want to start by introducing yourself and tell us what Allspring Media is? Because I imagine there might be a few people watching who aren't aware.
Okay, so yeah, Natalie, I am the talent manager here at Allspring Media. So for those of you that don't know, what we do is we are funded by the government. We are a training provider. We're more than that, but essentially we're a training provider. So what we do is we take people aged from 19 and upwards. There's not really a cap on the age limit. And we take people from all different backgrounds and we upskill them to get into different levels of the TV and film industry. So it can be right from runners at very entry level. Some of you heard the term runner. So you're running around on set, you're making coffees, you're getting the lunch for people, right the way up to production coordinator, production manager. We cover VFX, and for those of you that don't know, like animation and special effects in film, like Marvel. So we help upskill people for that, and arts and props, all kinds of things. And we take people from really underrepresented backgrounds, people that have learning disabilities, people that have physical disabilities. We will literally take anybody that fits the criteria, are eligible to do the course, and have a passion to work in the industry. And then we help support them once they finish the course and we get them work in the industry afterwards. They go into our big talent pool, and my job is to look after those people and get them jobs.
Amazing. And these people do get lots of jobs, don't they?
They do. So, just to give you a couple of examples, we've had people that are location marshals. So, they might be help locking off the sets for Barbie, for Jurassic Park, for Paddington in Peru, and also things like Bridgerton, Silent Witness, anything, absolutely anything. We also have contracts with certain companies like Sky, who are a fantastic partnership with us. So, they help run some of our boot camps on site. So, the arts and props department there at Sky. We have certain boot camps that we run where they get a tour of Sky Studios. So they sign a non-disclosure agreement to say anything I see, I'm not going to tell people. They see some fantastic things. Yeah, and they just learn more about the industry, about sustainability. How do we keep our carbon footprint down? We really make sure that we cover all angles in our training. We get industry professionals to come in and teach them. So it's no dusty old professors, it's all relevant people that are in the industry. And we cater to any age or ability. You know, lots and lots, I'd say up to a third of our talent pool is neurodivergent. So we cater to that. I personally interview people to come on the courses and I make sure they feel supported. We've got a nice green room and a quiet space with lovely lighting where they can take themselves off and have a little break. We've got fidget toys in there. Um, I myself have a background in helping people in a SEND department, especially I worked as a teaching assistant at a secondary school in the SEND department. So that's definitely helped me understand our alumni better and I can cater to their needs. Could be dyslexia, we just print extra things off for them. We like to think that we don't say no to people, and we're trying, Allspring Media as a company, we're very passionate about breaking down those unnecessary barriers in the TV and film industry. You don't have to get told no because you have ADHD. It doesn't matter. I tell people on interviews the magical thing that your brain works in a different way to everybody else, and a creative environment is sometimes the best place to be.
Absolutely. It's a superpower,
Yes.
not an issue. That is very, very important. And I think, film and TV are full of such, wonderful individuals, so varied. It's such a kind of a landscape of a variety of different people. There is a place for everyone there, isn't there?
Absolutely. And we will find that pocket. We'll find what it is, find where the niche is, and we'll help them get work in that department.
Exactly. So that is what Allspring Media can help you with. So tell me a bit about your journey as well, because it's becoming very transparent that you have not always worked in film and TV.
Yes.
I mean, you were a teacher. Is that correct? Kind
Uh,
of? Or you
I
worked?
actually, before I joined Allspring Media, I had six jobs at the same time.
Wow. Okay. Well, tell us about that.
So very, very diverse range. So I was a teaching assistant at a secondary school for SEND. I am still a boxing coach for teenagers,
Wow.
mostly girls. That's just voluntary. I was a runner for TV and film. I am technically still a chaperone for TV and film. And I'm also still an essay. I'm a support artist, which means I'm in the background for TV and film shows, and I still do that to keep my head in the game, keep my toe in the water, however you want to say it. But also, I like to have. I miss the buzz. I do this job because I love what I do and I love the industry. So keeping my hand in it helps keep me relevant to the learners when they come in, but also helps keep my passion there. It never dies. So before this, long-term goals, 11 and a half years, I was very high-end medical sales.
Oh,
So very,
okay.
very, very different. But my university degree was in digital modeling and 3D animation. So it's always been there.
Oh my God, I mean, the squiggly
Yeah.
career path is very clear. But that is so important for all the young people watching to bear in mind. Again, we have mentioned this already on this in this morning's session. Whatever you decide now probably won't end up being what you're doing, in 10 years' time. And so, you have to be flexible and just be open-minded, don't feel disappointed if you don't end up doing immediately what you want to do. Um,
Flexible and adaptable are the two key words. But the other thing, especially for younger people, and something that we focus on in every boot camp, no matter where your background is building your well-being, so your mental health and well-being, and building resilience. We teach that here as a day of learning in every single boot camp because this industry, you'll hear a lot of no's, there's a lot of rejection, but you learn to deal with that as you get older and you think, okay, it's not me, it's just this isn't the right job for me. But the more experience and the older you get, you can cope with it better.
so tell us a bit of like an actionable tip for how you could maybe like build resilience just quickly now.
Okay, so one of the things we can do is it's an exercise about being grateful. So instead of focusing on the negatives, look at all the amazing things you have, whether it's that day, that week, or in your life up until whatever age you're at. It's such a thing to focus on the no's or the rejection in the industry, but look at all the experience you've had that's led you this far. You never thought you'd have done some of these incredible things like visit that country or I met that celebrity randomly when I was at a burger restaurant. There's so many little things that we take for granted. It's taking a step back and thinking, don't focus on the negatives, all the positives that got you this far. Think how much further they're going to get you when you start not manifesting, that's not a word I use very often, but if you think positively and you really do have that sunny disposition where it can happen, I just have to want it enough. And if the passion never dies, you will get there. That's what's happened for me anyway. The roller coaster of my journey, I don't regret a second of it because it's got me to where I am.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And you pick up so many interesting stories and skills along the way as well. Everything that you are now has been created by the person you were yesterday, the day before, all of that.
And it's important to remember, lots of people might be looking at us thinking, well, I don't want to do medical sales. There's everybody's journey is so, so different. And this the good thing about this industry, there are a crazy amount of ways you can get here. You could be a runner, you could work in a coffee shop and then decide, oh, I could serve coffees to Brad Pitt tomorrow on a set. There's so many avenues. Please don't ever feel like I'm not particularly academic, I don't get high grades. That does not matter. We can get you in the industry a different route. It's if you're creative and you're passionate, we can get you there. If you're a little bit like, I don't like getting up early in the mornings or being at school all day, we can help you with how to cope with things. But what we can't give you is that passion. That's what you want to do, and that we can work with.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm feeling very motivated after this. Um, okay, so a little bit more about All Spring Media and what you have coming up this year. Do you have stuff that's open all the time, or like you say, Sky sponsors a lot of that stuff? Like, what can young people watching get involved in right now?
Our timetable, which I won't go through, is very, very extensive. So each of the different colours is a different boot camp. So they run back to back to back the whole year on a loop. And we tend to focus on maybe three of the same throughout the year. So we're constantly rolling, constantly recruiting. Each boot camp is about 15 people we aim for because it's a nice intimate number. You get to know each other and you bond a little bit. It's not overwhelming if you've got anxiety and you can ask questions. And then what we do is we upskill people in whichever section they want to go into. This could be, they're usually 2 weeks, sometimes they're three. We've got three different locations we train at. So we have two facilities here. We also train, Sky will do our arts and props one, and they do an introduction day on another one. But Farnborough International Studios, we also have a boot camp running right this minute for runners.
Oh,
So
nice.
you can go into kind of their talent pool as well as our talent pool, and then Sky's as well. So we triple the chances if you're trying to get work. That's how we help use our connections to support the people that we're teaching. So really open up those opportunities for people. But essentially, we have contracts with very different companies. They'll come to me privately. Sky is probably one of the more prolific that we use, and they'll come to me with Sky Arts. This might excite some people. We had a fantastic opportunity. They wanted a runner. They said, we don't really mind about experience, but can they just carry a bit of equipment? I said, yeah, absolutely. Don't worry if they don't drive. It's in London and it's for Sky Arts. And they wouldn't tell me much. They were a bit secretive. What my runner had to do was he got called back to do more work. They loved him, but it was working on the costumes and things for the Nutcracker, the ballet.
Oh, that's so
All
cool.
the character heads and how they dye them, how they make them. He had a blast, and that was with Sky. So they will give us repeat work. It depends. I've currently got 3 jobs I'm recruiting for Thames Fremantle. So people that watch like I'm a Celeb and not I'm a Celeb, Britain's Got Talent, that kind of thing. So we've currently got some location work. So people that know Grand Designs, it
Yeah.
could, yeah, so we're getting them work on that and they're traveling around. So yeah, there's so many opportunities out there to work in TV and film. It's really exciting and we'll get as much as we can. But essentially what we're looking to do is upskill people. There's going to be people that are, say, production level, but they want to go a bit higher, more responsibility, more money. We'll help upskill those people. And then we have lots of young people coming to us saying, I just want to get my foot in the door. How do I get that first credit? That's what we can help with. So it doesn't matter about background or experience. We can help you get in, and then we support you. So we have a very comprehensive network here of trainers where they can get physical support, mental health check-ins. We work with a bunch of companies as well that help with that. But what we do is support them, and they stay in our talent pool for years. They don't ever have to leave. It's quite a unique scenario we have here.
Amazing.
Um, but it's essentially because it's free, because it's government funded and it's free for them to attend. That's not words you hear a lot in this
Yeah.
industry. So it's about the support network in addition to the skills boot camps themselves. So people do feel they can come back, they can check in if the industry around the winter time it dips a little bit, it's a bit quieter. They can check in with us, mental health or otherwise, come in for a cup of tea. We do something called Tea and Talent, where once a month we invite our alumni learners to come back, say what they've loved, what they're up to, and all the jobs they're doing.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Natalie. I feel like everyone is going to start applying to your Spring Media's internships and the
Love to have you.
traineeships. Um, thank you so much. That is all we've got time for. That is